Welcome! I'm so excited to be here, and I am going to talk about tonight something I see so often with mums. Okay, not fueling your body properly. There's a lot of conversations I have with mums as well. So I am Zoe Ainsley, and I help busy mums feel strong, energised and confident whilst still enjoying their life, food and their family. Quick poll question. Raise your hand in the comments if you've ever felt guilty about eating too much as a mum. Okay. So here's the thing. So many women that I work with, think that they need to eat less. Okay, and they think by eating less, they're going to lose weight, they're going to feel energised, and they're going to fit back into their pre-baby clothes. And I've got to be honest with you guys, it's actually the opposite. That's the opposite of what works. Okay, mum life is so demanding, and we all know that as mums we run around like crazy loons organising everybody else, but if you aren't fueling your body properly, you will end up feeling tired, frustrated, a little bit aggy, and actually what ends up happening is you end up gaining weight, not losing it. You lose your muscle instead. So you're not lazy, you're just not fueling your body properly and you're running on empty. Can I ask anyone to comment below if they've ever felt like this before? Let me see some mum hands. Okay. So fueling your body properly doesn't mean eating less. And that's something I really need to stress to everybody. Okay, fueling your body properly means that you're getting the right balance of protein and carbs and healthy fats. And then all together, that's the energy that your body needs. For example, sorry if you can hear my voice in the background. They've just finished Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so that's just real mum life. For example, a simple breakfast that has a really good balance of protein, carbs and healthy fats can literally change your whole day. Okay, they completely get rid of that craving that comes around at 11 o'clock when you just want to eat something sweet. But mums I work with often actually increase what they're eating during my strong mum method. Because they're fueling their bodies properly, they're not starving it. And that's a really important message we're going to get through there, okay? Women that are strength training, mums that are strength training alongside mum life. When you join me, I teach you how to fuel your body properly so you really feel that energy shift. Now, we want you to aim for meals that keep you full for around 3 hours. That is how you stop those snack cravings. If you want, I can share a meal plan example of the sort of day that it would look like as a mum for me, fueling my body properly. So comment yes if you want to see that meal plan and I can drop it to you. Okay, so that is what we're thinking about today. Now, I want to get on to some myth-busting facts. Are you ready? Myth number 1, okay, this one. You need to eat less to lose weight. And that just actually isn't true. Eating enough helps you lose fat and gain energy. I know we just spoke about that earlier. Okay, so we talked about how actually a lot of mums do feel like you're eating less and you're starving yourself and you're going to lose that weight even quicker, but it just isn't reality. And a lot of the mums I work with their lives are quite stressful. Mums' lives are quite stressful, and actually what we see is if you end up starving yourself or reducing your calories to try and lose that weight, what ends up happening is you have fat retention. So you don't actually see fat loss or weight loss. Your cortisol levels are too high, and so you'll just sort of retain that fat, and then you get tired and cranky. So that's a complete myth. Okay, what you need to do is fuel your body properly, and then you'll see that body composition changing. You'll see that loss of fat and that muscle building if you align it with strength training. So that is myth number 1. Myth number 2. Are you ready? Snacking is bad. Now, in reality, that's just not true. Smart snacks is what we're looking for, okay? So smart snacks keep your metabolism going and stop you from binging later. I've had quite a few conversations with mums in the gym, and they say trying to push it away, or they are feeling hungry but they're just trying to ignore it. And actually what ends up happening, it gets to 9 o'clock, you've tried to be really good, and then you're in the snack cupboard, you're raiding it, and you're eating anything you can get your hands onto. Okay, it's actually, again, it's that preparation. So if you think about it, think about those smart snacks that keep that metabolism burning throughout the day. Okay. Let's go on to myth number 3. And I hear this one all the time, I've got to be honest with you. Carbs are the enemy. Let's be honest, that's not true. And I know we've seen before about people cutting carbs out or reducing carbs or But I've got to be honest with you, carbs are the reason that gives you energy. Carbs are fuel for your body, and especially for mums that are running around all day after their little ones, doing school runs and pickups and all of those bits and pieces. So honestly, carbs are not the energy. Carbs are energy, they're not the enemy. Put my mouth back in. So I hope after that, can you relate to any of these? Like, can you comment what if you've believed one of those before? So comments, remember the 3 myths are: you need to eat less to lose weight. That's myth number 1. Myth number 2, snacking is bad. And myth number 3, carbs are the enemy. So can you comment below whether you've believed in any of those, or more than one of those, if you believed in all of them at some point, because, you know, let's be honest, social media can sometimes warp what we think about it. Yeah, so drop it in the comments if you've believed any of those myths. Just, we're going to repeat them for one more time, just for the people that have just joined. So the myths that we're looking at is myth number 1, you have to eat less to lose weight. Myth number 2, snacking is bad. And myth number 3, that carbs are the enemy. Okay, I can see some people saying that they're either the first one or actually all of them at some point. Yeah, and I think during that journey at some point there was a whole fad of like cutting carbs out. I think, I'm not going to lie to you, I might have been guilty of that one too. So I think I would go with number 3 for me. I think at some point I thought carbs were bad and we should not have carbs, which is obviously, as I've just said, completely untrue, and the carbs are great fuel for you as well. Okay, I have recently worked with somebody who came to me on really low calories, and the calories that they were on were just in a complete deficit, but they were running this mum life and trying to strength train and trying to hit some cardio, and she was just so exhausted and snappy and just didn't know what to do. She was a bit of a loss. So obviously she started my 6-month plan, my Strong Mum method, and actually what she saw was I actually increased her calories. Okay, we had a little look at her macros. It's all on my app. It's all calculated for you so you can see it. But actually, what she actually is fed back to me is that she's sleeping better, which is a massive one. And she has more energy, and actually she has started to see that fat loss. Now, that doesn't always look right on the scales. I've had a client come to me a little bit sort of disheartened because the scales hadn't changed. But I've got to be honest with you, like, there are so many different things when it comes to weight. And weight is a great form of measurement, but it's not the only form. Okay, and actually when we're looking at sort of our check-ins with my mums I work with, we look at sort of progress photos, a great way for measuring progress. Body measurements, it's not always the scales that give you the answer, and actually it's about how you look and you feel. And like I said, this mum increased her calories, she was eating all the right foods, and she was getting better sleep, she was feeling really energized, and like I said, she's sort of seeing that weight loss and that toning and that muscle building coming up, so which was absolutely fantastic. So if you want to see how we can do this together in my 6-month Strong Mum Method program, can you drop me strong in the comments, and I can send you the details after this live. That'd be really great. Okay, let's move on. So we've kind of talked about myths, we've kind of talked about my Strong Mum Method a little bit, and we've talked about how to fuel our bodies properly as mums. Okay, and lots of people, and I know I said this at the beginning, but I'm just going to recap it, lots of people come to me and say, oh, I bet you're really strict with your diet. The answer is actually I'm not. Like, I'm not strict with my diet. I would say I'm 80-20 if we were going to talk about it, but I'm definitely conscious about what I eat, and I'm definitely thinking about how I can fuel my body so that I don't run out of steam halfway through the day, or I don't end up getting myself something chocolatey or even more binging. So yeah, I definitely get that a lot. So yeah, like I said, let's recap. We've talked about a bit about fueling your body properly. We've talked about some myths. And now I've just got some tips that I'm hoping you guys can take away with you today after this live with me. So, first one, never skip breakfast. Okay, honestly, breakfast kickstarts your metabolism. And if you're choosing a really good breakfast that's got some really good source of protein in it and some really healthy fats in it, that breakfast is going to carry you on. Okay, it's going to stop you feeling that snacky snack time at around 10:30. Okay, but when you're feeling snacky, my second tip is to prep your snacks in advance. Okay, so really think about those snacks that you're going to be having. Some great snacks, some nuts, great snack. Hard-boiled eggs, one of my favourite. And peanut butter and apple, also a great snack. And all things that you can easily prep. Okay, they're not madness to get ready. Just have it around. Especially if you're on the go, it's always good. Especially if you're a mum with a little one, they've got the changing bag. Whack something in there, whack some nuts in there or something that you need, and then that will stop you going to the shop and buying something naughty or looking in the cupboard for a quick fix. Okay, so number 2, prep your snacks. Number 3, really important, hydrate. I thought mine up today. This is my third one of today. I haven't actually quite got through that one, but I definitely aim for at least 2 a day, because sometimes when you are feeling hungry, it's actually that you're not hydrated. And it's really important that we stay hydrated with our bodies, because that provides so much energy for us. So yeah, hydrate. Next one. Okay, probably my biggest tip. Don't fear carbs, please. Okay, pair it with a great source of protein. If you're thinking about a meal, always put protein in the centre. Where's your protein source coming from, and then build around there. But carbs play a really important role in that, for fueling that body and building up that energy to keep you going on this mum journey of life. Okay, of this hamster wheel, of this crazy roller coaster that we're riding all together. Because let's be honest, we know it's crazy. I know some of you may have seen that I posted a story yesterday about the boys fighting with their swords or whatever. Like, yeah, it's on the go. We're on the go as mums. So please make sure that you understand that carbs are the fuel that you're giving you energy, and then they're not the enemy, as we said earlier. Okay, and just eat mindfully, like without distractions if possible. So don't become obsessive with it, but just eat mindfully. That's such a great takeaway for today, guys. Like, eat mindfully. So be mindful of what you are eating and what you're putting in your body, because again, we are fueling our bodies as mums, but we're also fueling them for life. Like, a lot of my mums that I talk to are thinking about longevity now. Like, they want to make sure that they are able to keep up with their kids, and as they grow and older, they have that strength for life. So that's really important, and that's something that I massively sort of advocate for in my Strong Mum Method program. Strong Mum Method program. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is I want you to pick one that you're going to try tomorrow. Okay, one of my tips. Let's just recap my tips. Never skip breakfast. Prep snacks in advance. Hydrate. And don't fear carbs. I want you to pick one. You don't have to tell me which one it is, but I want you to pick one, and I want you to comment done when you've done it. Okay, so which one it is. I don't need to know which one it is, but just comment done, knowing that you've picked one tip that you are going to take away with you today. Okay. So, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you've got at least one thing taken away from this live. We know we've talked a lot about nutrition and a lot about fueling our bodies. And I know when I posted a story a few weeks ago, I did ask whether it was to do with training or to do with nutrition, and a lot of you wanted nutrition. So I'm hoping that I've kind of given you some really good strategies or some good tips and some good information, and I've busted some myths for you this evening. If you did want to find out a little bit more about my 6-month transformation program, DM me Strong and I can get back to you, and we can have a little bit further chat about how that works and what that looks like. That'd be great. And don't forget, you are allowed to eat, okay? You're allowed to feel strong, and you're allowed to enjoy your body whilst raising a family. That is okay, and it's not selfish. Now, before you go, just one last thing, okay? I want you to comment one thing you're going to do differently this week to fuel your body. Just before I end, so just pop it in the comments, one thing you're going to do to fuel your body. It might be that you're going to make sure you're not missing carbs. It might be that you're going to prep your snacks. Okay, it might be that you're going to make sure you eat a good breakfast. Okay, just pop it in the comments of what you're going to do, and I will see you here again very soon. Thanks so much, guys.